Okay, so welcome everyone. How are you feeling? Let's do it again. So left side will say silent, right side will say same thing, but when I ask you, how are you doing? You say wonderful. Okay, let's start. How are you feeling? Wonderful. How are you feeling? Wonderful. I think the right side has more energy. What is the problem? No breakfast today? Shall we do it once more? Okay, let's start with the left side this time. How are you feeling? Wonderful. How are you feeling? Wonderful. I feel the excitement. Okay, so this is not a training. We have been using the word very loosely, saying training, but this is not exactly a training. This is my experiences which I am going to share, something that I have picked up recently, and I'm practicing it, and I'm finding a lot of benefits, and therefore I thought this is something that should be shared, should not be left inside a computer or some program that people have to discover, right? So that's the reason I thought of not just bringing it out in the open for my teachers, also let the students also benefit out of it. And how would the students benefit out of it? Once you understand the concepts. So this is not something that you do not know. Okay, it's something that in bits and pieces we've heard from people from time to time, but never got an opportunity to implement in our lives. Right? So there are two things. There are words, there are concepts, and there are actions. What has been missing from our vocabulary is actions. What is our traditional education system teaches? Anybody? What is the method that we use for our traditional education system? So we listen, we remember, and we repeat. So repeating could be vocal or could be through exams, assessments. That's all we have been doing. But we do something else also at IS. What is that something else? This is action. So traditional education system teaches us that you listen, you remember, you repeat, but action is missing. So unless you start doing what you are learning, all the concepts that you have learned never goes and registers inside. You just remember it for some time, and after some time you forget everything. The concepts are all gone. Now if you ask me some algebra equations, would I remember? Because the application is missing, the action is missing. Correct? But you will remember because you are teaching day in day out. But I wouldn't. So that therefore we question our education system time and again, and say, is this going to be really helpful for our children? Right? We therefore this new education policy has come in where skill-based education is being taught now. Right? Why is this being taught? Because educationists throughout the world feel that unless what you learn is implemented in real life, whatever you've learned is of no use. Okay, but does that mean that the algebra equations, the science concepts are not required? It's required. But it is our responsibility and our job to make the children understand through demonstrations how it is going to impact their lives. For example, gravity. It is law of universe. Nothing what we do today this cannot be done without gravity. Okay? But that we don't realize after a long time. That has to be demonstrated to the children, correct? Okay. So before I deep dive a little bit, I call it holistic transformation. This is because we, at least I hope, that it will transform your life. This is going to get you difficult. Sorry if I block your view. Just let me know. I might get excited and get a little upset, but I'll try to stay within this zone. Okay. So holistic transformation means it's a complete transformation of your mind, body, and habits. It is just not limited to one aspect of your life. It is trying to impact everything that we do and everything that we believe. Okay, and you must be wondering why the Amazing You title was given to this training or workshop rather. Why? Any thoughts? Why Amazing You? Let's start. Good morning. Good morning. No problem. You are sponsoring the second lunch that we have, which is the other training. Which is the next training? Next training? Yes. Ma'am is going to sponsor the lunch. Whoever is coming late, one lunch will get sponsored. So, yeah, settle down, please. Okay. So I was asking them why the workshop is named The Amazing You. Right? That's the reason. This program is based on the premise that each one of you have rich resources inside you, like lying dormant, waiting to be developed. What does that mean? That we are all born genius. Somebody has to tell me that I am the genius and I can do anything that I want. So far, you've not been awakened, right? So your belief system so far has been that you can't do it, you don't know how to do it. Yes, the normal. So we'll discuss the normal. That's a very good point. So we have to challenge that belief system. I'm here to challenge the belief system to say that everybody who is born in this earth are amazing human beings. And human beings have this ability to do anything they want. Do we want proof? Do we need proof? You just look around. Look around the things that you are using today. The phone that you have hold in your hand, isn't that a magic by itself? Just think about 100 years back, and we'll talk about it later. But think about 100 years back. Was that something that is even possible to think about? Isn't that a magic? And some magician somewhere thought about it, imagined it. He did not have those limiting beliefs that I can't do it. Correct? And he dared to dream. Did somebody tell them this is how the physics of law of science will act on it, and this is how you will be able to call somebody? No, right? He dared to dream, and he was able to imagine, and he created this beautiful, amazing thing that we use. We call it phone. Correct? So that's what I believe in. Every person that we are today have inbuilt abilities to overcome our challenges and do whatever and achieve whatever we can. Just that we don't realize it. It's like the elephant who doesn't realize the size, right? Somebody has to show the mirror to the elephant, and then the elephant will realize, oh, I am this big, powerful elephant. What is this person doing on top of me? Correct? Self-realization, self-image. We'll talk about that as well. Okay. So many of us get comfortable. That is the reason, right? We have this mentality of getting comfortable where we are. We come to a state where we get comfortable because we have the basic necessities that we need already in place. What is the basic necessities? Food, shelter, right? So when the basic needs are fulfilled, we get comfortable. We have a decent earning. At times we take holidays, a very, very warm, cozy room or a house to go to, and we are absolutely comfortable. Life is going on fantastic. Why do you want to change? Correct? So, the comfort zone. Is it a safe place to be in? Why? Absolutely. But why? Why is it dangerous? You don't explore, you stop growing. Because you stop growing. Is that a good thing to be? As human beings, we we are created in a way that we should always be exploring, always are. That is why we are called the most intelligent living things on this planet, because we have our intelligence to use. And that is not put to use, and what good is that going to do to us, right? Correct? So that's a bad spot to be in, right? So the law of universe says that we are always in a state of motion. Science teachers, do you challenge this concept? We're in a state of motion. Everything is in state of motion. Science says that, right? Everything is vibrating. So we are either growing or we are disintegrating, dissolving into the, higher, whatever it is. It is not higher, actually, you are going and becoming nobody. So important that we always stretch ourselves. We try and grow, we try and learn, we try and develop, right? And try and attain our goals. That's what we need to be doing, right? The problem that once we stop stretching, reaching, seeking, and risking, we actually stop growing. Risking is extremely important. When there is a risk, we always try to take, be conservative in our thoughts. Conservative in our thoughts. Action, to forget it. Action comes later. We forget that we at least we can think, right? We can dream. But we are not even going to take that risk of dreaming. Okay? So once we stop doing that, we stop growing and start fading away. Okay? So these are three things we can do today. Okay? You gather all the information that I'm sharing and completely reject it. You have choice. Or you neglect it. Or you accept it. But what I'm suggesting is that you do neither. Okay? Don't reject, don't neglect, don't accept. So then you'll ask me, what are you doing here? What I'm asking you to do is listen, evaluate what I'm just trying to tell you in your mind, and see if you implement those changes in your life, and how to implement those changes in your life, would that make an impact in your life? Right? So what I'm requesting is that you use your open mind. Do not come with a closed mindset. Do not come with a rigid mindset that this is not going to work. This is all theoretical knowledge. I will prove to you by the end of the session that nothing of that I'm talking today is theoretical. Everything is practical and based on science. Okay, you can challenge everything that I go through here. So there are three stages. I don't know how to switch off this part, so bear with me. First level is realization. Okay, so first session before our tea break is going to be realization, where we try and understand ourselves. Why we do certain things that we do, right? And why we do not do certain things that we always wanted to do. For some reasons, we have not taken that step, right? So that is what self-realization is all about. Discover your why, passion, mission. Next is the big leap, right? This is when you start accepting the thoughts, right? You challenge your own beliefs. Only then this leap can be taken. Otherwise, you're stuck there. And this might happen. It's natural that you take a lot of time in realizing. This is absolutely natural. There's nothing unnatural about it. I took a long time to realize whether this is actually right or not. Before I was placed in the domain where I could have access to a lot of information which said these are practicalities of life. Okay? So next stage is transformation, which is challenging the mindset, changing the mindset, changing our habits. Okay? And of course, as we say that we get excited and we do certain things for some time and then we forget and we go back to our average life. We can choose to do that, or we can transform and sustain that momentum over a period of time. Right? So sustainability will happen once you invest in yourself. I can motivate you in this session, but after you go outside the room, I do not have any control of your lives. Okay? You have to invest in your life. Right? How? By investing your time, some money into your self-development through books, videos, similar workshops, mentorship programs, and whatever you learn, you have to give back to the society. It cannot be in this room only. What I expect out of the people, great minds here, legends here, to take this back into your classrooms and reproduce, multiply these ideas, right? So that they can be taken back to the children and beyond that as well. And transform your family, transform your children, transform your husband, your wife, transform everybody who come in contact with you. Change their belief system as well, right? People will start seeing the difference in you. Am I going fast? Says okay, audible. Any challenges? Let me know. Stop me. Okay, I need you to be interactive here. So what I need from you? Remove yourself from all distraction. That is why I said put your cell phone on silent mode. Because if you are distracted, then obviously this session is going to be very difficult. Not just for you, but for all of us. Limit your movements in this room. So little distraction here and there will also distract everybody. So be little respectful of, mindful of everybody around you. Attend with an open mindset. We've already discussed this. This journey is to discover yourself and challenge your belief system. So stay in the zone. Stay with me. Anytime you get distracted or feel low, let me know. We will bring you back to the zone. Requires a lot of energy, excitement. I told you right now. I can understand. We started with small game, we missed it, but excitement was really low, right? And by the end of that exercise, what happened? Everybody was. So we'll talk about vibrations and energy by the way also. And of course, participate. Questions in your mind should come out. You have some questions when I'm taking you through this journey. Bring it out for discussion here. Let's talk about it. Okay? Rather than merely listening, question to the questions and messages and exercises, think and think deep. Okay? Ask yourself, what does this mean to me? And how can you apply it in your life? Always keep that in mind. Whatever you learn, how you will implement, how you bring that to action. That is important. Otherwise, this will become another theory class. Okay? 3 important concepts. Remember this diagram always. 3 E's. I call it the 3 E's. It starts with empty your cup. What does empty your cup mean? I have 2 bottles. This is the knowledge you have. Okay? Lot of branded stuff by the way. And this is my own brand. This is my knowledge. Now what happens if I start pouring? Open the bottle, start pouring my knowledge in this. So things will go out, but lot will also work. Correct? So what do? You first drain whatever in this, inside this, to be able to receive what I am able to give you. Otherwise, lot of things will overflow. Okay? Emotion, energy. I spoke about it. Anything you put into action requires both emotion and energy. Without emotion and energy, action is not possible. If you do the action, you will do it without any feeling. Will that be fruitful? Forget about studies. Any work that you do, if you don't put your emotion there, you put your energy there, the output will not be great. Correct? Okay, let's do a small benchmarking. Must have placed it somewhere. There is a file with some papers. Just can you turn back and see if it is in the drawer? I'm sorry about it. Huh? No, not that. It was in a plastic file. Yeah, it is there. I found it. So there's a small benchmarking exercise that we'll do. We'll start with the satisfaction survey, and this is for yourself, not for me. Okay, I don't need to see the answers. Then you take one and pass the rest. Take one and pass the rest. So why this is needed? This is needed so that we know where we are today. Before undertaking any exercise where you are going to improve the status of your being from one place to the other, you need to understand where you are first. Otherwise, how will you measure yourself? Correct? Okay. Everybody has the sheet. It's a very simple exercise. There are certain questions on your left and there is a rating scale on your right. Against each question you are required to put a rating. Okay. Now in most ways, my life is close to ideal. If you agree with that statement, you can rate it high, which is 7. If you do not agree with the statement, then you can rate it low, which is 1, or in between 1 and 7, if your satisfaction level lies within that. You understood what it is? Should I repeat it? Question is, in most ways, my life is close to ideal. So which means that whatever is your understanding of an ideal life, if you have reached that ideal state, you would rate yourself 7. However, if it's still a journey, you are not happy with that state you are in, you rate yourself. Okay? And nothing is right or wrong here, so don't be afraid. This is just for your understanding, okay? The conditions of my life is excellent. Same way, rate yourself. I am satisfied with my life. So far, I have gotten the important things that I want in my life. The last one, little tricky. If I could live over, I would change almost nothing, which means your life has been a perfect life so far, and if given a chance to relive your life again, you would change nothing. You agree with that statement? Rate high. If not, rate low. Done? Quickly add it up. And I understand that this requires a little bit more thought, a little bit of quietness to dig deeper. It's okay. This you can carry back to your home and you can do it again to see if your scores change. But this is just to get started. So this is how your scores will tell you where you are in your life. If your score lies, the total lies between 31 and 35, you are extremely satisfied. How many of you are in extremely satisfied zone? Wonderful. If your score lies between 26 and 30, satisfied. How many in satisfied zone? Fantastic. If your score lies between 25 and 25, quite a few. Slightly satisfied. 20, exactly 20. Anybody? Nobody. 15 and 19, slightly dissatisfied. 1, 2, 3. Okay. No problem. It's okay. That is why we are here in this workshop. 10 to 14. Very good. I like this. 5 and 9. Nobody there? 5 and 9? No, you will think this is our assessment, right? So people who have scored extremely satisfied, be aware. I'm going to come hard at you. Challenge that mindset. That is what I'm here for. I'll challenge the mindset. This is the second exercise. Total नहीं किया? Here now. Just take one, pass it. Take one, pass it, please. Quickly. There are plenty of water bottles around. Water bottles are also here. So keep drinking, stay hydrated. And when you sip it, you think that it is my knowledge going inside because your cup is empty. Okay, this is another assessment again. Circle of life. This is more holistic. In all aspects of your life, there is a scale between 1 and 10, 10 being the highest. So if you score 10 out of 10 in all aspects of your life, you will make a perfect circle. However, if any aspect of your life is unbalanced, you don't think that you have reached the zenith or the potential, you will score yourself low, okay, in that area. So go about doing it: personal, family, social, spiritual, leisure, health, career, finance. So this is a scale where you put basically the same exercise that we did last time. Here you have been given all the areas that impacts your life, right? Starting from your personal life, your family life, your social life, your spiritual life, your leisure, in all aspects. If you are feeling that you have reached the potential that you desire to reach, rate yourself higher. If you think it is still a journey, it is in a process of completion, rate yourself accordingly. This is where you think you are. Just just round the circle, numbers, the circles, right? Just put a dot. Put a dot wherever you think you are. Done. Once you are done, just join the dots. So how many got a perfect circle? Nobody? It's okay. Which is understandable. Neither did I. So this is again just for your information, knowledge, nothing to do with sharing it with me or with the audience here. Keep it with yourself. Reevaluate this after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, and see where if there are any changes. Right? Assuming that you will practice what you learned today. Assuming that the actions will be taking place. Okay? So now you understand finding your why. This is very important. Unless you find your why, everything that you do will become meaningless. Will be sounding very empty to you. You're just going through the motions without any emotions, right? So you want that in your classes also. Do you want excitement, or you want people to be dull, doing things just because ma'am is saying? You rather want participative, excited crowd, right? Children excited, wanting to learn, do something different. Each day they are waking up and excited that they want to go to school. That is what you want, right? So how? You have to make them realize, right? The two most important days in your life are the days you are born. Extremely important, right? Your birthdays. We need to celebrate that. And the day you discover your why. The day you understand why you are who you are. You discover your passion. You discover the reason you are in this earth, on this earth. You discover why you go to work every day. You discover why you are doing what you are doing. What is the meaning of your life? What is that one thing that you want people to remember for you? Okay? Once you have the answers to these questions, you know in which directions you have to go. Right? So these are not rhetorical questions that I am asking. These questions will make you realize what you stand for, what is the meaning of your life, what drives you, and much more. Once you understand this, you know what your passion is. Have you asked these questions ever? Yes. Sometimes, sometimes you are even in that mood, right? Every day you ask me. Why do I go to work? What is the meaning of my life? When am I to wear it? When will I stand after 2 months? Very good. So I'm answering some questions today, Becca. Very good. Whenever birthday comes, it strikes. Okay, now I've completed this so far in my journey. What did I achieve? Fantastic. Fantastic. So difference between success and failure. This is a question for you. What percentage of people in this world are successful? And what do you call success? Who do you think are successful people? When you think of successful people, what are the names that come to your mind? Huh? No, no, no. I'm asking about people. Don't give me the qualities. The qualities will, based on perception, will change. What you think is successful may not be what man thinks here, right? What I think. But when you think in general about successful people, who are these personalities that come to your mind? Sudhamurthy, yes. APJ, Modi, yes. Ambani, there you go. Yes. I was wondering where that name, why is that name missing so far? Now, when you talk about Ambani, there is a question again. There are two Ambanis. Big Ambani goes from ashes to the greatness. Then there was two Ambanis, the story of the Ambanis, right? What happened to the other Ambani? You hear about him anymore? So I again challenge your belief system. If you think the circumstances make things happen, I'm asking you the question that what happened to the other Ambani? He got the same circumstances. He was born in a golden plate. So what happened to him then? Is it circumstances then that make people great? Even if you are born great, circumstances is not what takes you far. Right? So what takes you far? Belief system, hard work. Fantastic. All of it are right questions, but how many percentage of people do you think? What exactly is the percentage of people who are successful there? That's very high. You're very optimistic. 5%. Yeah. There and thereabout. So around 5% are doing what is right. And what is this 95%? What are we doing? What are we doing that the other 5% are not doing? We are just going with the flow. Absolutely. We are just going with the flow. We wake up every morning, we brush our teeth, and we just like robots do what we are told to do, right? Zombies walking around in our not sleep while we are awake. We're like zombies. Auto mode. Somebody has programmed us. We are just following that code, right? So what is this 5% doing? So we understand that first. If we study this 5%, this program is developed by learning what this 5% have done. So if we learn what they are doing, we will correct ourselves and we will also become successful. As simple as that. So what is this 5% doing? Yes. What is this 5% doing that 95% are not doing? There's no difference between them. We are all the same. I told you, right? When we started off, we are all genius, born genius. Then what changes in the course that we take? The difference is the results. The difference is the results that they are getting. 5% is getting the results. 95% are not getting the results. Why? Why is? Because it is persistence that we are not. Persistence is something that is missing from our life. We start something with excitement and then 2-3 days, oh man, nothing is changing. Let's go back to where we were. Let's go back to our average lives. Okay? We get discouraged, demotivated very easily. Right? So 5% they will hold on to the idea, they would stick with the idea till they are successful. Think about those personalities like Thomas Edison, the great scientists like Einstein. If they had given up on their hope, their ideas in the first instance, would you see these discoveries that you are enjoying the benefits of? Sometimes years would pass by before they could see results, but they did not give up. But you and I, after one or two attempts, you understand now? And what about circumstances? The 95% believe their lives are shaped by circumstances, by things that happen to them, by exterior forces. Everybody is at fault, right? My wife is at fault, my brother is at fault, the children I'm teaching are at fault, the parents are at fault, the management is at fault, right? The traffic is at fault, correct? But we look everywhere except one place, inwards, right? Because from inwards, the 5% they get up, they look for the circumstances, and the circumstances are not right. What they do? What do they do? They make them. They don't wait for the circumstances to change. They don't wait for the condition, the environment to change. They make them themselves. Till the circumstances are in their favor, they will work hard to make the change they want to see. That is the difference between 5% and 95%. Agree? Anything is fiction here? So far, all facts. So, if you all agree, then are we ready for transformation? Yes? Where is the excitement? Where is the excitement? There you go. So the most important journey you will take in your life will usually be the one of self-transformation. Often this is the scariest because it requires the greatest changes in your life. So, yes is one thing, but then sustaining that momentum in that this journey requires is a commitment that you have to give to yourself. Not to me. My life will go on because I have chosen the path. But your life will stop or move in the greater direction if you choose to transform. Okay? But if you're not willing to change your habits, your belief system, your way of life, continue to do what you are doing, then nothing will happen. Okay? So, before we move to this other topic which is related to vibration and frequencies, I like to understand. We agree to this fact that everything is in motion, right? Everything is vibrating. We agreed, right? Everything around us, even ourselves, the voice that you are hearing, the thoughts that you carry in your mind, everything has a vibration. Everything is vibrating. Some are vibrating very fast, some are vibrating little slow. Okay, but everything is in a state of vibration, constant vibration. Agree? Okay. Now, as I said, thoughts also vibrate. So, if you are in the state of enlightenment, which is the eventual truth, right? What is it called? Buddha achieved it after days of meditation. That is that eventual state, right? Where you know everything. You are with the universe. You are mixed with the universe. Your thoughts, your vibrations are matching that of the universe. Then you ask anything, the person will know. In, out, future, past, everything the person will know, right? Because he has gone to the next level, right? But all the other states, all the other emotions like peace, joy, reason, acceptance, willingness, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, everything has vibration. So when you say that I'm feeling low today, ma'am, I don't feel like doing this work, what does that mean? that you're vibrating at a very, very low frequency. You are in the probably around the red zone, yellow or red zone. When you're not feeling well, what is that meaning? You're not feeling well. Either you could be physically not feeling well, or you are disturbed in your mind, right? Some thoughts disturbing you constantly, right? In all these situations, there is this frequency that is at play. Just that we don't get to see it. But if we don't get to see it, does it mean that it is not there? Thoughts you don't see it, but does it mean that it's not there? Everybody is thinking something here. Just collective thoughts, so much of thoughts, so much of vibration in this room. We can't see it, but we can feel it. Correct? So as leaders, as teachers, as motivators, what is your job? To pull the energy up or bring the energy down? Which is beneficial? It's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. Please understand that when you change your mood, you not only change yourself, the vibration goes from here to anger. You reduce your frequency as well. You move from a higher state to a lower state automatically. And you also impact the others that who are listening to you. They may be very playful, excited, naughty in the classroom. The moment you get angry, you lower your frequency, and so does the children around you. Right? So, to increase vibration or to decrease vibration, you have to figure out. Alright? There's a video. I'll quickly play that video. What is this YouTube test? What is this YouTube test? You go to your mobile phones, open your YouTube, and look at what is the suggested videos. Open your YouTube in your mobile phone and look at suggested videos. Suggested videos. How many of you are seeing developmental videos? How many of you are seeing entertainment videos? That is Lakshya. Huh? Political. Good. Very important chapter, so please stay in the zone. There is an activity again. I need you to, if you don't have any rough papers, you can take it from here. There's a lot of papers here, because this is eventually going to be destroyed. So I don't want you to tear your notebooks. The rough papers here can be shared. But what is limiting beliefs and fears? Very important topic. If you do this honestly and with purpose, this is actually emptying the cup. Not to receive what I am training or teaching, but to evolve from your own world thought processes. Challenge your own belief system. Okay? So what are limiting thoughts? We discussed, right? Thoughts. You need something hard. How do you write? You have something. So thoughts which are saying no to your beliefs. Thought process which says things that you can't do, not possible, right? Which gives you reasons why you can't do it, are called limiting beliefs, right? Thoughts that hold you back, thoughts that keep telling you can't do it, apprehensions about the future that hold you back. These are all called limiting beliefs. Okay? And what is fear? Fear? What is fear? No. You are describing the types of fear. I am saying, what is fear? What is fear? Hmm? No. Afraid of doing something, that is also fear. That is fear. But tell me something. Correct. You are giving a synonym, right? I'm just asking you, what does it mean? Is it something? What is fear? Just trying to understand that emotion. Fear is an emotion.
Fear is something which is questioning the potential.
Yeah, but is that real? Fear is something that is not real, right?
Yes.
It's just an emotion about something that could possibly happen. Fear of something that might happen, right? But it has actually not happened. Has it happened? It's not happened. So how do you define fear then? And what does fear does? This is also important. You have to understand what it does, because then you'll be able to control your emotion better. It releases a hormone called cortisol. That is how human beings function. Every time you are pushed into a zone where you feel anxious, fear, then automatically a hormone gets released. The hormone that gets released, the work of that hormone is to stop everything else that is happening in your body and focus on things that is required, critical for you. Right? Why we do that? In the nomadic ages, when nothing was around, only we had jungles and wild animals. The moment you saw a predator, you would have fear. So fear means what? You have to get into an emergency mode to run or to hide, protect yourself. So when the hormone gets released, all the other functions of the body get stopped. What happens in emergencies? When government announce emergencies, will all things will work in a normal thing? No. Normal way it will not work, right? Only critical functions will work. So your hair will stop growing, your nails will stop growing, you will stop growing, the skin will not change, the cells will not rejuvenate. All these things will start happening when you are under, when this hormone gets released. This is a good thing or bad thing? It is a good thing because you are conserving all your energies and focusing in one direction to avoid that situation. But if it is in a constant state of fear and everything that I just said stops, then would it harm the body or is it good for the body? That is why we see all these diseases, modern diseases, so-called diabetes, hypertension, all these things coming, heart attacks happening all around you. That is because when always stress, in a state of stress and emotion which is negative in nature, lower vibration, right? But it stops, it just stops when you are back to normal. That is what everything, all modern yoga, meditation, all the doctors, they say that avoid stress, right? Okay. So fear is what? In a definition, remember this definition. It is a false evidence. There is no evidence which says that it has already happened. It is a false evidence of something that is appearing real. FEAR. False evidence appearing real. So should we encourage this emotion or should we overcome this emotion? Because If you are in this state always, what will happen? That this thing will come, right? And that has a negative impact on the body. We will just learn that. So we should change that definition to face everything, and it's just a mental shift, nothing else. What we were fearful of facing earlier, all I'm saying is that change your mindset to positivity. We are just thinking we will not think negative anymore. So if you are thinking positive, let it come, we'll see. What is there to fear? When it comes, we'll see, we'll face it. Correct? You have to change your position that side. So keep blocking your view. You okay? Agree with this statement? Mental adjustment again, nothing else. You have everything, all the resources are within you, but we don't use it, right? So I want you to write down all your limiting beliefs and fears. So involve your emotion here. Don't just make it a very light activity. This requires you to think deep. What is it that you are really afraid of? Face them. Face them, write it down on the paper. Okay? And don't share it with anybody. It's not for anybody else. Nobody should be interested in other body. What is the other person writing? This is your fear, not your neighbor's fear, your colleague's fear. Okay? So be truthful, think deep, think inside exactly what is happening, what is exactly that is limiting you, the limiting thoughts again. Here is nothing but limiting beliefs. So what are your limiting beliefs? What is stopping you from achieving what you really want to? Okay? Spend the next 5 minutes writing it down. I don't mind if you want more papers. I'm happy to give you more papers. Just write it down. Take it out of your system today. Face it today. Think with emotion. Right? to write all the empowering beliefs to the limiting beliefs that you just destroyed and alter your conditioning. We'll talk about conditioning later next. So we agree it is all about mindset. We agree, all agree. Still have doubts. Still have doubts. Is it just the mindset or something else? Mindset only, right? Two things you must know to live your dream. Where you are today and where you are going. Very important. Okay? Unless you know where you are. We did the exercise, knowing your why. So ask probing questions to yourself, figure that out. First understand where you are. Unless you do that, you'll be floating in the ether. Right? So know where you are and know where you want to go. Where you want to go. That is the goal. Right? Now I always do this. Potential versus performance. This is your potential. This is your actual performance. Okay? Now you are here today. You can stay in this line, go nowhere, or you can take this path, get somewhere, or you can take another path, reach somewhere, or you can really work hard. Who defines this path? Your mindset. Your mindset defines this path. I cannot tell you this. I cannot decide it on your behalf. Your limiting beliefs will decide. If you think you are not worthy of it, you stay on this course. Time will pass, but you will reach nowhere. We discussed that, right? We are in the comfortable zone. Comfort zone means you are not going anywhere. You're challenging your beliefs, challenging your comfort zone, you're stretching, growing, learning, then you choose one of these paths. This is the effort that you put in. Effort matters in this way. So again, cause and effect. You know that cause and effect. You can tell me what is cause and effect? Newton's law. Cause and effect. Come on, teachers. Newton's third law. Every action equal and opposite reaction. So if your effort is not there, how are you expecting the result to come in? And the more you put in, the more you get. Universal law. Am I saying this? Am I creating this law? This is the law of universe, right? Universe says this. We were born with these laws. Then why are you not applying it in our lives? Right? Universal law. You drop this 10 out of 10, it will go down. Sure? But will not go up. 11th time it might go up, no? Let me try and see. No. You're sure, right? That is universal law. That is how sure you should be about this belief also. This works 100 out of 100 times. It is not going to work if you are not believing in it. If you're not believing in it, it will not happen. Okay? The only reason it is not happening is because you are not trying. The effort is not there. If the effort is not there, output is not. Result is not. Agree? So, the journey is important. You need to know. You need to know where your goal is. Right? It is so simple and obvious. Is it complicated science? Rocket science? Requires a lot of mathematical formula to understand. Very simple. Small baby will understand if you teach. Right? Give him the focus, give the child the direction. This is the goal. You try. It's that simple. Right? So, what is important? If it's so simple and so obvious, then why are so many people stuck? 95% are stuck, right? We just did that statistics. 5% are successful, 95% are stuck. Average people, common mentality, limiting beliefs, absence of persistence. There you go. We also call it paradigms, conditioning, old conditioning. We have been born, we have been taught, we have learned, we have heard through all our senses, to all the people around us, telling us, saying things, to not to believe in yourself, but to believe in everything else. So when you do things again and again and again and again, what will happen? You do the same thing again and again and again and again, what will happen? It will create a habit. Do you watch yourself when you do your brushing? You wake up and you simply start, right? Subconsciously. Your mind is busy elsewhere, but your hand and mouth are coordinating with each other and doing the work. When you drive, do you watch the pedal? Do you watch the steering wheel? Do you look at the gear? When you ride the cycle, do you look at your legs? But think about the days when you started off the journey. You used to look back, right? Am I foot on my pedal? Is my hand on the gearbox? Where is first gear? Where is second gear? We did that, right? That is when the conscious mind was trying to work things out. In the subconscious mind, nothing is not tried that hard. Once it goes to the subconscious mind, everything is automatic. Do you tell the heart to start beating? It is controlled by the subconscious mind. All the organs, internal organs, do you have to tell them? Consciously make an effort to make it work. But your hand requires coordination. You require a conscious mind to tackle it. It is managed by some other part of the brain. All the internal organs are managed by some other part of the brain. We've got biology teachers, science teachers. Again, tell me if I'm not right. You're right? There are two parts of the brain which functions this. The part of the brain that manages the hand, the limbs is different. The part of the brain that manages the internal organ is different. All science, right? So what is paradigms? So hooked onto your conscious mind are these sensory organs. What are the sensory organs? Sensory organs, come on. Eyes, ears, nose, skin. How many sensory organs we have? These are like antennas. Our antennas. We receive signals, information from the outside world through the sensory organs. Correct? And what are the sensory organs telling you? They are giving you limiting beliefs. You wake up in the morning, first thing you look for is what? Before your eyes is open, what do you look for? Specs. After specs, as if the world is going to end. If you don't look at the phone, the world is going to end. Third World War is starting. It is so important it asked. And the moment you watch the phone, what happens? You get positive messages. You open the news channel. What do you hear? You open the newspaper, read the first page, first line, first paragraph. Switch on the radio. If it is a news radio. So everything, all the media going crazy, right? For the last 45 years, that is the conditioning that I have been also brought up with. 45 years, can you imagine? I am 47 now. The last 2 years I've changing that belief system. But do you think it will happen in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? The roots are very deep. Rajesh, where are you? He's saying it is not easy to let go. It will cling on to you. It has become your life partner now. More than your life partner. So it will take more effort, more digging, more sessions with yourself to dig it out. Right? So this is called paradigms. Understood what paradigms are? Okay, so there's a definition of paradigm. It is nothing but a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And almost all of our behavior is habitual. Agree? Right? So let's look at our mind and your paradigm. This is all discovery phase so far. We have not yet moved to the mindset problem yet. We are now transitioning slowly to the process of how to change the mindset and habits. But first, to understand how habits are formed. Right? And I wanted to take a break here and really hope the tea comes in time, because the next set of slides is very intense. Okay, the energy should go up now from here on. Are you up for it?
Yes.
Where is the energy?
Yes, sir.